Hey beautiful people, it's Jackie B here, and it's lovely being here with you. I've been away for a couple of weeks with very good reason. We received an email out of the blue to advise that our house is on the market. Our landlord is selling our home. So it's not our house, we don't own it, but it is our home, and we've made it our home for many years and put so much love and healing into this space that was pretty unloved when we arrived. And on this particular day, I'd had enough. I'd had enough of people coming through my home, strangers looking at all of my things, even though they're really here to see the house. They're in your room, they're in your children's room. It's just incredibly invasive. And so I shut the world out. I shut the gate, put a sign on the door that said, no, do not disturb. I shut the front doors and locked them. And then I opened up the back end of the house so that I could enjoy the sun and the flow of fresh air. I know myself well enough to know that on days that I feel like this, and I have those from time to time, sometimes more than others, what I want to do most is literally climb under that coffee table that's right there in front of you. The number of times I've looked at that coffee table and just wanted to climb under it and hide from the world, I've lost count. But I know myself well enough to know that if I don't align myself in a way that allows me to feel a sense of productivity or satisfaction at the end of the day, feeling as if though I've made some kind of progress, I will spiral and continue to spiral into the next day. So it's so important for me to be intentional in these moments. And for me, that is to put on some music that I can drift away with or follow along with and get through some tasks. For me, that is clearing all the living spaces so that wherever I go, I'm not constantly confronted with overwhelm, clutter, things out of place. That's how I take care of me. So far this morning, I've taken care of myself and helped myself feel better by closing the world out. And even though no one came, just doing that, choosing me, helped. By being intentional and clearing the living spaces, helped. That was taking care of me. So those are the things that I do, or some of the things that I do, to choose me in times where I'm in complete overwhelm so that I don't spiral. So for the last 2 weeks, I've been in Action Station. So again, if you're somebody who has experienced PTSD, abuse, trauma, you are at high capacity due to chronic pain, a disability, a neurological challenge. Perhaps you are dealing with having financial problems and not being able to feed your family, or whatever it is. There's a lot going on for all of us right now. And for those of you who have all of those things, I see you. But when something like this happens and all you're doing is trying to keep your head above water, we are also expected to step into action and to make things happen. And you do, you go into survival mode because you don't know where you're going to live. I sat there when I found out and I thought to myself, I don't know where I'm going to be in 6 weeks. I don't know where I'm going to be. I don't know where me and my little girl are going to live in 6 weeks. And that was pretty daunting for a girl who really requires, for her sense of stability and sense of security, that's a really scary place to be, not knowing where her next safe place is going to be. But instead of allowing that to override my sense of responsibility and also my ability to navigate this well, I stepped into survival mode or action station, and I got to work. And on this day, I was able to breathe a little because I had just found out that we had been accepted for a new house. And I want to spend a minute just to say that I know how lucky I am to have done that. I know that people do not have homes right now. I know that people cannot find rentals right now. I know that it is through the roof in terms of rent. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. And I just want to share with you how I went about finding a new home. I started understanding the rental game situation quite young. I understood that renting a home was like being employed. You are in somebody else's home, like a guardianship, taking care of it. And the end game is a jolly good reference. So just like I do when I'm employed in a job, I pick my battles as a tenant, and I make sure that I leave the house better than it is when I found it, or was when I found it. And that is what I've done for years and years and years. My first houses were not that story. I was young, but I learnt. I am house proud, mostly because I'm scared of what people think of me. But secondly, because I need order in order for my head not to go into overwhelm. But being house proud is a people-pleasing, needing validation. That's kind of where it started. And then I realized that actually it serves me well to have my home in order because it reduces overwhelm, stress, and anxiety. And then I fell in love with the whole process. And even when I'm sore and can't do it, I have an incredible support team that helped me do that. And again, I know how blessed I am to have that. So I am feeling this way in this video, overwhelmed and trying to get through the day, even though we had found a home. And it was because from the moment we had the email, for that whole 2 weeks, I didn't breathe, I barely slept, and I just was in that extreme point of tension for that full 2 weeks. And when I found out that we had the home, I was able to get a little bit of relief, a little bit of reprieve. And so I did. And so I reached out to all my friends on social media. I tapped into resources. I contacted previous landlords. I contacted people who I knew would be really beneficial on a reference or on a resume as far as applying for houses. I did what was asked of me, which is fill out forms, attend viewings, connect with the people that were there. I did all the things. I did all the things to represent myself as a beneficial, valuable guardian for someone else's property. And that's where it's at. Pay rent on time. Do your best to add value to the property. It doesn't need to be through money. It can just be by taking good care of it. Pick your battles. And know that you are in someone else's space. You are in someone else's property. Annoying, eh? What I didn't expect to come up from this journey was what came after that feeling. Why am I not in a position where I can own my own home? And I went through the process of what that felt like and why that might be. And this is where I want to pay my respects and honour the struggle of those who have been through brutal trauma or have had to deal with adversity, challenges, all of their lives. Because people like us haven't had the opportunities or haven't been able to take the opportunities as other people can, or as other people have been able to. And I'm not saying that there is a privilege or anything like that. I'm just saying when you spend your life just trying to survive, being able to be a multi-millionaire, have a career, own homes, have healthy relationships, all of the things, a healthy body, all of the things. It's a huge feat. It's a huge feat. So I want to take my hat off to you guys who have been through all of that and are still standing. It doesn't matter whether you have a home, you don't have a home, you have children, you're married, you have partners, you don't have partners, you're healthy, you're strong, you're in a strong financial position. All of the blessings that you do have, honour them, but you should congratulate yourself and be incredibly proud that you were able to do that regardless of what challenges came your way. Every single blessing you have is a credit to you and your strength and your resilience and determination. I take my hat off to you. I am proud of you as I am proud of me whenever I allow myself to be that charitable. I am proud of me. And I want that for you guys too. So after a sigh of relief, there really isn't a lot of time to celebrate, because you've now got to shift into the next phase. My little girl, she doesn't remember moving into this house, so this is her first transition. And I am just so blessed that our nannies, our helpers, are able to transition with us, even though we're moving to a different town. It's not so far away that they can't figure out how to make that work for them too. So we get to take the village with us to a degree.
Oh.
Have a great day.
On the thing, and I was like, wow, this is too big. This is not
Yes, it's fine. It's poo paper.
Shush, Nuna.
Shush, shush. Quick, you got to go because you're going to be late for school. Have a great day. And remember, you're making choices that make you happy, yeah? There's always room for kindness and caring and helping people join in. No, let me. But you're important too. So you stick to what you feel's right. And so there I was, on to the next day, a brand new day, knowing that there is some challenges, some obstacles, and some hard work ahead of me, but also knowing that historically I've been through many, many challenges, and what has served me well is surrendering and accepting where I find myself in every given moment, so that I can process it and so that I can make a game plan, creating space and making a game plan about how I intend to come back stronger, wiser, and so much more powerful than I did before.